On September 12, 1988, Morgan Chantal Nick, the oldest of 3 children, was born. 6 years later, Colleen and Morris John Nick separated amicably. According to reports, Morgan was a quiet, reserved girl. She avoided interacting with strangers and only did so after getting to know them. She was a Girl Scout who was very involved in arts and crafts. She also adored her new kitty, who she slept with every night. She aspired to be a doctor and a circus performer when she grew up. On June 9, 1995, Morgan and her mother accepted an invitation from a family friend to watch a Little League baseball game at Wofford Field in Alma, Arkansas. Colleen accepted the invitation since she wanted to spend some quality time with her daughter, and the place was around 30 minutes away from the family home. The baseball game began at around 9 p.m. Morgan stayed on the bleachers with her mother for most of the time, but at about 10:30 p.m. 2 friends, a girl and a boy who were a few years older, approached her and asked if she wanted to catch fireflies close to the baseball field. As they were unfamiliar with the region, Colleen was initially hesitant to allow her daughter go, but after hearing from other parents that it was a safe environment, she eventually agreed. The group went to a local playground that was close enough for Colleen to check on Morgan. Before her daughter vanished, she claimed to have checked on the kids 3 or 4 times. Around 10:45 p.m., Morgan's friends last saw her as she went to her mother's Nissan Stanza to dump the sand out of her shoes, while her friends did the same thing a short distance away. Soon after, the baseball game was over. While momentarily looking away from her daughter, Colleen observed the teams leave the diamond and make their way toward the stands. The 2 kids came up to Morgan's mother by themselves. They didn't seem concerned when I inquired where Morgan was and said she was near the car. Colleen walked over to the car, but her daughter wasn't there. A coach noticed Colleen's mounting anxiety and called the local authorities to report Morgan missing after frantically searching the parking area. 6 minutes passed before deputies came. At first, they assumed that the 6-year-old had wandered off and gotten lost, but quickly began to suspect something more sinister. That evening, Colleen went to the police station and called her ex-husband to let him know what had happened. Morgan's disappearance was investigated right away by the Alma Police Department, which also contacted the FBI, Arkansas State Police, and the media. They converted the local courthouse into a tip collection hotline, and the FBI put up a mobile command post in the parking lot of the facility. The Nick family briefly shifted into the nearby fire station, which later served as the center of operations for the volunteer search. Witnesses reported seeing an anonymous white male earlier that evening, watching Morgan play in the field, and said that he approached her and the other 2 kids. When questioned by detectives, Morgan's companions confirmed the sightings and said they'd seen a creepy man talk to her beside the Nissan Stanza as she was putting on her shoes. Investigators were able to identify the male as being between 23 and 38 years old, of medium to solid build, standing at about 6'0" and weighing 180 pounds based on the witness reports. He had combed back, probably curly, black or salt and pepper hair, a mustache, a beard that was about 3 to 4 days old, and a hairy chest. He was wearing a pair of cut-off blue jean shorts and had a hillbilly dialect. His red pickup truck, maybe a Chevy Silverado or Sten, with a white camper shell, caught the attention in particular. It had a short wheelbase, a drab paint job, and perhaps an Arkansas license plate. The camper had curtains covering the windows, appeared to be 4'5" shorter than the truck bed, and had damage to its right rear end. Investigators were able to get images of the car after watching home videos shot at the Little League game. However, the image quality was insufficient to clearly see the driver. Around the time Morgan vanished, a pickup truck is believed to have driven out of the baseball field's parking lot. The police got multiple allegations of suspicious activities involving the driver and kids in an Alma neighborhood in the days after Morgan vanished. The person may have also been involved in 2 attempted kidnappings of children on June 9 and 10, 1995, according to speculation. On June 9, a person who looked like the man attempted to lure a 4-year-old girl into a red pickup vehicle. However, he was stopped when the child screamed, prompting the mother of the child to intervene. Only 15 miles away from Alma in Fort Smith, there was a second attempt at kidnapping. In a convenience shop, an unidentified male attempted to take a 9-year-old girl into the men's restroom, but she resisted. She claimed that he shared similarities with the person thought to be responsible for Morgan's disappearance. Investigators retrieved empty bottles, cigarette butts, and other materials near Wofford Field that Morgan's kidnapper might have utilized. Although DNA was extracted from the materials, it is yet unknown whether any of the matches are related to the crime. The two parents of Morgan have been eliminated as possibilities. Later, a probe conducted and reported by Today in Fort Smith in 2006 exposed John Nick's prior run-ins with the law, including drug and battery-related crimes. According to the report, Nick was accused of the following in July 1987. In January 2006, about 20 years later, he was charged with 2 counts of having a restricted substance, a Class C felony, owning both drugs and weapons, having, using, delivering, or promoting drug paraphernalia. Shirley Boulder, the report's author, discovered via court documents that Nick's drug use led to his friendship with Clifford Joe Pullen. When Nick revealed to a confidential informant that Pullen was his drug supplier during an undercover investigation, a search of police records revealed that Pullen had previously been detained for drug trafficking.